So, how many of us run out the door in the mornings on our way to work or school without grabbing breakfast? And then we are stuck either in our commute or just at work in general and end up getting breakfast out. It can be costly and it's a lot more cost effective and healthy to make it from home. So, today I'm going to share with you 3 freezer meals. They are all delicious breakfast options. We're going to actually make some Copycat McDonald's breakfast burritos. You can actually use some hacks to make these a little bit healthier at home, and they taste just as good. If you are more of a sweets person, I have a delicious baked mixed fruit vanilla oatmeal that I'm going to share with you. You could pack this into a Tupperware and have it either at work or on your commute. And then last but not least, we're going to make some Copycat Starbucks white cheddar, bacon, and egg white sandwiches, all delicious and quick. So let's get started. All right, so first up, we're going to make some Copycat breakfast sandwiches. And I was first inspired to make these with turkey bacon. Starbucks actually has a turkey bacon, egg white, and I think it's white cheddar cheese breakfast sandwich on their menu. But if you buy it from Starbucks, it's actually going to be just under $5 for one breakfast sandwich. We can obviously make these for way cheaper and probably way tastier at home. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I am going to do some turkey bacon, but then I also had some sausage patties in the freezer that I wanted to use up as well. So I have a nonstick skillet here. I just sprayed that with some cooking spray, and then I'm going to go ahead and cook my turkey bacon until it's crisp. This little egg pan gadget is super useful to make eggs for breakfast sandwiches because they turn out perfectly circular. So I just used some egg whites that I got from the grocery store, poured those in there, and then seasoned them with some all-purpose seasoning. Breakfast sandwiches and breakfast burritos are a great way to prep breakfast in advance for the freezer. It does take a little bit more work up front, but you can easily prep 2 weeks of breakfast for your family in about an hour, super quick and easy. And then all you have to do is either heat them up in the microwave or the air fryer, whichever you prefer. Turkey bacon doesn't quite get as crisp as regular bacon does, but if you take it out of the pan and let it cool on a paper towel, it will crisp up a little bit. I'm also going to toast my English muffins before I put the breakfast sandwiches together. This is obviously a personal preference, but I find that they taste a little bit better that way. And then I also browned up my sausage patties. These are already fully cooked, and you can actually get regular sausage patties or turkey sausage patties, whichever you prefer. So here's all of my ingredients ready to go to assemble. I am choosing to use white American cheese for these breakfast sandwiches, but you could use any type of cheese that you wanted. I've also used pepper jack in breakfast sandwiches, and it's really great. So this is, like I said, a super quick meal prep to put together that you can put in the freezer. And these are fairly healthy. English muffins are really only around 150 calories a piece, depending on which brand you get. Obviously, the turkey bacon and the egg white are super low in calories, and one slice of cheese is not going to be, adding a ton of calories either. So you're getting quite a bit of protein that's going to fill you up for not as many calories as a traditional breakfast sandwich from McDonald's or something like that. So I'm just buttering my English muffins, adding my ingredients, and I am choosing to wrap these in parchment paper. That way I can easily heat them up in the microwave. If you like to heat them up in the air fryer, you could also wrap them with foil, but obviously you can't put foil in the microwave. So I find that parchment paper works the best because it doesn't stick as much as wax paper does. So once these are all wrapped up, I'm just going to go ahead and label my Ziploc bags. Sometimes I'll also just prep these and store them in the refrigerator too, if I know that we are going to eat them that week. But if you have a large family and you want to make a bunch all at once, this can be a real cost saver. I know that I have purchased breakfast sandwiches in the freezer section for my family before, and a pack of 8 breakfast sandwiches is almost $12. I haven't done the math, specifically on these, but I'm going to guess it's about half the cost. So here are my breakfast sandwiches all prepped. Those are going to go in the freezer and will be delicious over the next several weeks. Okay, so next we're going to do a mixed berry baked oatmeal. If you've never tried baked oatmeal before, I actually sometimes prefer it over regular oatmeal, and it's great because you can prep it in a big batch. freeze it, and then when you're ready to bake it, it goes super quickly. So in a bowl here, I've just mashed up 1 banana. I'm going to go ahead and add some milk and mix that together. I'm going to add some egg whites to the mix and then some vanilla bean paste. I always keep this on hand for baking, but you can use vanilla extract if that's what you have on hand. Just a couple tablespoons of oil. You could also substitute melted butter. And then for sweetness, I'm going to add some maple syrup and just mix all of the liquid ingredients together really well before I add in the oatmeal and the rest of the ingredients. I have regular old-fashioned rolled oats here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my bowl and then go ahead and stir that together. I'm also adding some ground flaxseed. That is going to add some additional fiber as well as just a pinch of salt. I'm adding some baking powder. This will help it rise just a little bit. And then I'm also going to add some cinnamon as well. You could totally change up the flavors and the fruit in this if you wanted to. I have some frozen mixed berries that I was looking to use up in my freezer. So that's what I went ahead and added. But you could add anything to this. You could even add like frozen peaches or just blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you have on hand. Once everything is mixed together, I'm going to put it in an 8x8 freezer pan. This will be about enough for 4 to 6 servings. And then once the oatmeal mixture is evenly sort of distributed and it's in one even layer, you can go ahead and put some foil on this. Make sure you label it, pop it in the freezer, and then you just have to thaw it out before you bake it. Super simple. So that is going in the freezer right now. So one of the things that you can do with the oatmeal bake is just make a little like vanilla powdered sugar drizzle to put on the top. So I've just got a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar in here and some vanilla bean paste. I'm going to add, I don't know, we'll start with a splash of milk, and then you can just put as much milk in as you want to make it kind of pourable. So here's what that baked oatmeal looks like when it comes out of the oven. You just want to let it sit a little bit to firm up, and then you can cut a slice out, place it on your plate, drizzle some of that vanilla drizzle over the top if you'd like. And then I topped it with a few fresh berries. So this is a great breakfast at home or even on the go if you want to pack it into a container. Okay, so next up, I'm going to share this Copycat McDonald's breakfast burritos recipe, and I'm going to make this a little bit healthier by using this frozen turkey sausage. This is actually turkey sausage patties, but I'm going to cut it into pieces for my burritos. So this sausage already comes fully cooked, so basically I just have to warm it up and brown it. For the eggs for the breakfast burritos, I'm going to use mostly whole eggs, but then I was running a few short, so I am going to use some of that liquid egg whites that I grabbed from the store as well. Works just as well. So I'm just going to whisk these eggs up and season them with salt and pepper. One of the things that you add to this recipe for the McDonald's Copycat breakfast burritos is diced fresh tomato. So I'm just going to go ahead and dice some of that up and leave it on the side. And while I was working on the eggs and the tomatoes, you can see that my turkey sausage is still browning. Like I said, these are cooked, so all you have to do is basically brown them and warm them through on both sides just so we can go ahead and chop them up. I wiped my skillet out and added a little bit of butter. I'm adding some chopped tomatoes to the skillet along with some diced green chilies. This is the other component that makes it taste like McDonald's breakfast burritos. So I'm just going to saute those around a little bit while I chop up the sausage. I do know that you can buy pre-cooked and crumbled ground turkey sausage. So that would probably be a good substitution for these turkey sausage patties if you needed to get some at the store. I scooted the veggies off to the side, and then I'm going to add my scrambled eggs or my egg mixture. And then you just want to cook these over medium-low heat until everything is heated through and cooked. Make sure you don't overcook the scrambled eggs because obviously we're going to wrap them in tortillas and we'll heat them up when we reheat the burritos. I added the turkey sausage to the skillet and I'm just going to mix everything up until it is well combined. And that is basically it for the filling except for the cheese. So I had some different size flour tortillas that I wanted to get used up, and I'm adding white American cheese to these, but if you want to be really authentic to McDonald's, you would use yellow American cheese. I'm just trying to use up things that I have on hand to save on my grocery budget. And I had a couple different sizes, like I said, of flour tortillas, but if you wanted to make these even less calories, you could use like high fiber, high protein, low carb tortillas. You could even eat this burrito filling in like a breakfast bowl if you wanted to. I like to have these with either hot sauce or salsa. You can see with these little small breakfast or these small tortillas, I'm struggling a little bit to wrap them up, but they still work just fine. And then same with the breakfast sandwiches. I like to wrap these in parchment paper. That way I can either freeze or refrigerate them. You can wrap them in foil, like I said, if you're going to reheat them in the oven or the air fryer. But these are super fun and easy to put together. And if you make all of these recipes, you'll have enough breakfast for 3 weeks probably. So thanks for watching. And if you haven't yet seen our most recent videos here on YouTube, you can tap to watch them right here, and check out in the description box below how you can join the FreezerFit membership to get hundreds of recipes just like these.